نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم باب الرحلة في المسألة النازلة وتعليم أهله. عن عقبة بن الحارث أنه تزوج ابنة لأبي إيهاب ابن عزيز فأتته امرأة فقالت إني قد أرضعت عقبة والتي تزوج بها. فقال لها عقبة ما أعلم أنك أرضعتني ولا أخبرتني. فركب إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالمدينة فسأله فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف وقد قيل. ففارقها عقبة ونكحت زوجا غيره. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. يا ربي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected elders, young brothers, friends, Alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, here we are sitting in the masjid in the circle of hadith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our coming to the masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here, and may He make all these efforts means of our forgiveness and means of our coming close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and means of coming close to our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also may Allah make all these efforts means of our leaving this dunya with Iman. My respected elders and young brothers, the undergoing chapter is Kitabul Ilm, the chapter of knowledge. And in this chapter, Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayhi, through and by many chapters, many ahadith, he proves many Islamic injunctions and Islamic rulings regarding religious matters. In today's circle, the hadith which I have just read, in this hadith, Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayhi explaining, if a religious matter occurs, if something happens and you want to know the Islamic rulings, then one should travel to the one who knows and the one who can sort out the problem, solve the problem, and give him the Islamic ruling regarding his matter which has arose. The matter of a Sahabi radiallahu ta'ala anhu who was in Makkah al-Mukarramah. He was in Makkah and our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in Medina al-Munawwara. Something happened and he had to travel from Makkah to Medina al-Munawwara in order to seek the Islamic ruling about the matter which had happened to him. So he came to Medina al-Munawwara asking Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is the ruling for this? Now, what was the matter? What was the Islamic rulings he wanted to know from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Uqba radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Uqba, he was a companion of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he married the daughter of Abu Ihab. Abu Ihab was also a Sahabi of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, father-in-law and son-in-law. Both of them are the Sahabis. A Sahabi is a person who saw Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the state of Iman. He is known as the Sahabi, the follower of Prophet sallallahu, the companion of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How blessed these personalities were that they saw the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they embraced Islam, and they sacrificed everything for the sake of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Zulaykha, the women of Egypt, when they saw Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, his beauty, what happened? They cut their fingers. You know, when the wife of the Aziz Misr, the minister of Misr, he fell in love with Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and he trapped Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam in the house and locked out the doors, and she invited Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam to go and sin, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam run, from her, and the doors were locked, and the locks were opening themselves. And they say when a person is trapped somewhere, he is surrounded by the sins, he should make his effort. And then leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is such, when a person makes an effort and he flees from the sins, then he with his own eyes will see the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even today he will see the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his very own eyes. Now there were talks were going on in the Egypt. The talks were going on in the Egypt. Look, she fell in love with a boy, a young man who grew up in her house. So Zulaykha, she thought, well, these women have not seen Yusuf and his beauty. So she prepared some food and everything. She told Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Yusuf alayhi salam unaware of what's happening. And Yusuf was in another room, and she prepared and placed food, everything, and the knives as well, to cut the fruit, everything. And then the women were sitting, and they had their knives in their hands, and they were cutting the fruit. And Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, unaware of what's happening, Zulaykha said to him, can you come over this, can you come to this room? As soon as he entered the room and they saw Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, subhanallah, they said, he is not a human being, he's an angel. And they did not even sense what they're cutting. They were cutting their fingers. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha used to say, those women, when they saw the beauty of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they cut their finger. Had they seen my beloved, they would have cut their hearts. And Sahaba Ikram radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, they sacrificed everything for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They did not care of anything. They sacrificed their own children, their own wealth for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So these Sahabi, how lucky we are that we are Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us and we were born in a Muslim household. And always I say that Islam had reached to us, to Europe, because of the efforts of the Sahaba Ikram. So never let any ill feeling come in your mind regarding any Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. After reading, these days, we in the social media is very active, and in the social media you will find, if you go on YouTube, you will find so many good and bad ulamas. You will see good and bad ulamas, and sometimes a person who a layman, he does not know who to listen to, and he may end up listening to someone who is criticizing the Sahaba Ikram, who is criticizing the Sahaba Ikram. I always say, if you want to listen to the ulama, go to your masajid, your ulama, your imam, ask them, and they will, inshallah, they will guide you. The ulamas will guide you who to listen to and who not to listen to, because our iman is here. It is our responsibility to preserve this iman which Allah has given us. We have to keep an eye on our iman. we can't lose, we can't afford to lose our iman. If we have lost the iman, we have lost everything. We have lost everything. If we have iman, we don't have anything, then we have everything. Keep this in your mind. If someone has iman, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything. He's living in a rented house. He has everything. He has everything. And if someone has everything, he doesn't have iman, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything. So Sahaba Ikram radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, they were the stars. Whichever Sahabi you will follow, you will be guided. So Uqba radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he married a woman. He married a woman of a person who is also a Sahabi. After he got married, a woman comes to him. A woman comes to him claiming that I have fed you and the woman whom you married with my breast milk. I suckled you both. Now the masala is, if a boy and a girl, they were suckled by a woman who is not their mother, and boy and girl, they were suckled by one woman, they become brother and sisters. They become brother and sister. They can't marry now. Although they have no relation with them, out of this they have no other relation. They were not another relation, but they drank the milk of a woman. She fed them by her breast milk. They become brother and sister. So she said to him, I fed you with my breast milk and your wife. What does it mean? Means she was not allowed. You could not marry her because she is your sister. So he said to her, Ma alamu annaki arda'tani. I never knew this. I was not told. No, you never told me this. I never knew. You never told us. Had I knew this, I would not have married this woman. She is my sister now, foster sister. I can't marry her. Now, here comes the Imams now. Here comes the Imams to explain. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayh. The masala is now, if a woman comes to someone and she says to you, this woman whom you are married to, I suckled you and her. Now, the masala is, what do we do now? He is saying, one woman comes. Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayhi says, yes. Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayhi says, yes. This woman, you were not allowed to marry her. So, the nikah is not valid because she is your sister. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. And this is his proof here, this hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now listen, after hearing this, he traveled from Makkah to Madinatul Munawwarah to ask Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that, O Prophet of Allah, this had happened. I married a woman, and then all of a sudden a woman comes claiming that she fed me and my wife with her breast milk. So, O Prophet of Allah, what do you say now? Tell us, what's the Islamic ruling in this? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam replies by saying, فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف وقد قيل. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to her, وكيف? How can she be your wife? وقد قيل, when it has been said that she has been suckled and you have been suckled by one woman. So Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi says, this is the proof. If one woman claims that the husband and wife, she said, I fed both of you with my breast milk, both of you, I suckled both of you. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal says, then it will be said to them, no, separate. You're not wife and husband, you're sister and brother. Now the other Imams come in now, they're explaining. Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi says, in such a case, if a woman comes claiming that I suckled you and your wife, this is not enough. she has to bring 4 women as a witness. 4 women she has to bring, and they have to testify that yes, we testify, we verify that the husband and the wife, they were both suckled by this woman. Then it will be decided, then it will be judged that this woman is not his wife. And if she cannot bring 4 women, then these 2 will remain as their husband and wife. Sorry, Imam Malik says 2, and Imam Shafi rahmatullah says 4 women. Imam Malik says 2 women, and Imam Shafi rahmatullah he says 4 women. He has to bring who will testify. If he can't bring it, then they will remain as their husband and wife. And here it comes in Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah, like all other matters. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah says she has to bring 2 men as witnesses. 2 men as witnesses, or 1 man and 2 women. 1 man and 2 women. Even if in the nikah there are required 2 men. If there is no 2 men and there is only 1 man, then 1 man and 2 women will be enough. 1 man is equal to 2 women. 1 man is equal to 2 women. So 2 women and 1 man. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah says, if a woman comes claiming that I fed these 2 with my breast milk, then she has to bring either 2 men as witnesses, and if she cannot bring 2 men, she has to bring 1 man and 2 women. And here they say, now if someone turns around and says, well, look what the hadith is saying here. The other 3 Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, and Imam Shafi, they say in this hadith, Prophet ﷺ did not give any judgment. He did not give any verdict. In all he said, Kaifa. He just gave advice. Kaifa waqad qila. How could she be? So that's all he said. He didn't say anything else. He never said, no, she's not your wife. He never said, she's not your wife, she's not your wife. All this he gave advice. If this has been said now, what do you think now? If this has been said, that's all he said. And now he left it to the man. He left it to the Sahabi. Now it's up to you now. So then for far apart. So what he did, he divorced her. He divorced her, and the woman, he married someone else, and his foster sister, whom he married, she married someone else. So Imam Bukhari rahmatullah is trying to prove here, if something occurs, if you want to know any religious matter, any religious ruling on a religious matter, then do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Go to the ulama. Ask them. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you do know, then go to the ulama, ahl ilm, the people of knowledge, and ask them, and they will guide you. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 2 types of person never learn anything. They remain ignorant. The one who shies, hesitates, or what the Maulana Sahib is going to say, now you are 25 years old, you're 30 years old, and still you don't know this masala you're asking. This will keep him ignorant. Don't let this come in your mind, because Shaitan wants you to stay away. So don't, because of hesitation, don't stay back. Don't withhold yourself. Go to the ulama, ask them. And the other person who never learns, arrogant person. Oh, why should I ask? Why should I ask? Arrogance, why should I ask? I know everything. I know everything. This person, he who says, I know everything, he doesn't know nothing. He doesn't know nothing. He is an ignorant. So don't let the arrogance and pride come to you. And don't let your nafs say, no, Maulana Sahib is going to say, you were 30 years old, you're 50 years old, and now you're asking this masala of ghusl. Now you're asking me, you're 50 years and you don't know the masala of ghusl, you don't know about wuzu. No, don't let this come in your mind. Go and ask. If you have any concern for your deen, for your iman, go and ask. Don't look at your age, go and ask. And the Maulana Sahib will not mind. Even if he doesn't mind, he will tell you the masala, but even if he doesn't mind, so what? What's going to happen if he's going to mind? So we should always, if there is a need occurs that we need to ask about a religious matter, don't hesitate, ask. And don't be arrogant, ask. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove your ignorance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here and make it of forgiveness. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا